Okay, so now we're going to move to the level 2, which is the decomposed data flow diagram, first level of decomposition. So we'll start from there. One thing that will be the same on the level 2 is the fact that all the externals are going to be the same, because these will go into the decomposed processes. So what are the processes that we want to do? And the first process would be one where we would basically kind of go to the website. So we would have 2.1 go to website. And 2.2 would be to navigate website. Two 2.3 would be to okay, there we go. 2.3 would be to okay. 3 would be to select products. Okay, and 2.4 would be to, we're going to rearrange these here in just a second. I just want to get them all in place here. .4 would be to check out, and 2.5 would be to okay, ship. Five. Ship products. Okay, so one of the things, let's kind of go to website. That's kind of one of those things where it's going to be part of what the customer does. Let's see, we'll kind of take that. Come on, dude. Tell me this arrow is not going to move. There we go. Go to website. Navigate website. Select products. And typically you want to work right to left to right across here, so you kind of chunk like you read. But I don't have this in landscape mode. And that's kind of a continuous process. However, there will be times when we actually have more inputs from the customer, both to navigate the website and to select products. Come on, guy, right there. And to check out. Oops, I don't want to do that. Come on, guy, grab it. And to check out. This one's not as good as some of them. I would kind of. Anyway. So the next thing is that part of this product info is come on, dude. This is pretty horrible. Anyway, gonna pause here. Okay, so now this tool is not necessarily as good or friendly as some I've used. I'm more familiar with Visio, but anyway, the idea is that this particular data flow kind of cuts through some externals, which it shouldn't. It should go around, and we haven't figured that out yet. But so the idea is that certain data kind of goes directly from the customer to the checkout. That would be the payment information. And of course, that would be part of what goes into the finance sources. And one of the things that goes on with things like the finance source is the fact that this is kind of a double-ended arrow. See if I can make that change real quickly. No. Come on, guy. 1, 2. Well, there we go. There we go. You got arrows on both ends of the line, so that means that the payment info goes back and forth. So the finance source provides kind of the space in the checkout area, and then when you fill out the data in the checkout, it goes back to the finance source. So that way there's not really actually data for the credit card information actually at the company. And this is a way that a lot of companies reduce their risk. Now, the one thing we haven't put in here is a data store, which basically will be collecting data from lots of different things that we will be doing things. So this particular website, it'll be collecting data from things like the cookies, where you've been, and it'll track your history. Come on, you turkey. Why are we having problems with this? There we go. And it also basically kind of capture the products that you have. And it'll capture checkout information. And it'll capture shipping information. Okay. So another external we have out here that we haven't mentioned yet is the shipping vendor, shipper, we'll call them. And that information would come from the ship products, and of course that would be a two-ended arrow. I don't want that. Cancel. There we go. So you got arrows at both ends, and that's the shipping information and the tracking information. So as you can see, this gets complex in a hurry. but it's part of anytime you do some type of application, and so it's part of the way they run business. So anyway, so let me put a pause on here. So let's just kind of step through this whole diagram. So with the first process, go to the website. That would be the customer either enters a URL or clicks on a link or something like that and goes to the website and basically begins to sit there and look for search terms and everything else to navigate the website. Okay, and so they would put in search terms, from this particular data flow, and so search terms would kind of come up with product sets. And one of the things that the product sets would have, let's kind of click on that guy and move this guy so that the vendor has got the inputs, okay, for the selected products, the description and the pictures and things like that, so that you'd be able to make a decision to select the products, and that would basically generate a selection notification to the customer, and it would go, put it in the shopping cart, which would be basically a data store of some sort, and then it would go to the idea of complete the checkout, and at that point there would be actual payment information that would go back to the finance source. So that's this guy, I think, right here. No, anyway, payment info. Not very clear, is it? But anyway. Trying to figure out where this guy is. There it is. Let's see if I can pull him down to the checkout. Okay, move this down. So the payment information comes out of the checkout, back and forth. And once the checkout is complete, the customer would get an invoice or a sales receipt, and it would go to the ship products, where the shipper would be notified to come pick it up, and they would basically feed back tracking information. How about that? Anyway, that's the basic level 2 data flow.